Hey, Dan Jordan.
Yes, it's me.
It is. It's the Deej. And we're still here.
You know what I love?
Tell me.
How nervous people get when I do podcasts with them, because you think that I'm going to say something egregious that's going to spoil your reputation.
See, I expect it.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
My idiocy,
No, this would be
because it's been so prevailing throughout my entire life,
right.
never rubs off on other people.
No, there we go.
It stays at home, baby, where it
Right
belongs.
where it belongs.
That's right.
That's great.
There you go. So no fear. You will not be held responsible for any lunacy that exits my malval orifice.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So I wanted to take this podcast at least a few minutes to talk about tools that you need, for 2021.
Yes, this is really important and a good one.
Thank you. And so I wanted to talk also. I want to talk about some foundational tools, that you need, and I'll talk about a little bit about that. And then I'd like you to talk about some of the physical tools that you use throughout your day and that you found, through this incredible company called Blue Parrot. So let's talk a little bit more, first of all, about the foundational tools. I think to be successful in sales, you need to have a few things straight. Okay. First of all, goals are really important. I think if you set at least some goals, and short-term as well as long-term goals, and then what you're doing is you're giving yourself a little something at the end of the rainbow when you actually achieve those goals. So have
What do you mean by
something set. So for example, for me, I have 3 pictures on my mirror in my bathroom, right? One is of a new vehicle that I want to buy this year. One is of a trip that I want to take with my wife, right? And the third one, which is a new home that we're looking to move into by the end of the year. Now, it's a home that I like, that I've kind of visualized. I went on this new thing. Maybe you've heard of it. It's called Google. I don't know if you know of it or not. But you can actually put in Google like images, and then you can pull up, the vehicle, or you may have some goals, right? And so when I wake up in the morning and I'm brushing my teeth, shaving, getting ready, guess what? I see those every day, right? And so I've set, these goals for myself by just seeing those and knowing, having a desire to work towards something that I believe is achievable, right? And so then there's that piece. Now, how am I going to get there? Well, I have I put together a cookbook. And I said, if I'm going to achieve those goals, then this is what I need to achieve financially, right, this year for me to get there. Okay? And so I put together a little cookbook. How many sales do we need? How many clients do we need to have? What does that look like, right? And so this is all stuff that I'm doing. Now, 98% of those that are listening right now won't do it. The top 2%, those that really want to have change in their life and do something different, those are the ones that I hope that we're speaking to today. Right?
That set goals and then backtrack them so that you know exactly what you need to do to get them.
That's right. So you have a pathway for success, right? And so how do we do that? Now we start to talk about the behaviors, right? So now you drive that piece of it down to, how do I need to behave every single day to get the production that I'm going to need, to get the sales that I'm going to need to have, to achieve the commissions that I'm going to need to get to meet my financial goal. Right?
It's that simple.
I mean,
it's that simple.
And then you start those behaviors and you drive those behaviors, right? But if you don't have that set for yourself monthly, quarterly, and annually, then you're just running as fast as you can in a certain direction.
So why do you think people won't do those goals? Is it for fear of not meeting them?
I don't know. I have found that a lot of times our clients that we serve, they just don't have the tools. Like they don't have the physical tools, and they haven't required it of their salespeople to do that.
The goal setting tools?
Yeah. Like they don't, for whatever reason, they haven't set up the KBIs, the key behavioral indicators that drive production that will then drive sales, They don't have those tools in place. I mean, that's what we do when we go into an organization. We start to set cadence for these types of things to help our companies, achieve those goals, and for more, even in most cases, more importantly, for the salesperson to achieve their personal goal, or for the ownership to achieve their personal goal. Like, that's what we do when we go in and we start to set up these processes, right? So those are some keys, some key pieces that I believe that if you want to be successful in 2021, you better start. It's already March. I mean, we're already through the first quarter, so it's time to make sure that you got those things set up.
That actually brings up another point. Okay, so here's somebody who set goals in January, and like you said, it's already March. They're not on track to meet those goals. Now what? I mean, now I feel terrible. Now I'm depressed because I'm not making. Now I'm worried about my job. Now I'm thinking about all this stuff, and it starts boiling up and boiling up. I can avoid that completely two ways. One way by getting more customers and that whole thing, but the other way is not setting goals.
There we go. So if you want the same result to happen in second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter, then just keep doing the same thing that you're doing.
But are you okay with adjusting goals as they go along, downward if necessary?
Here's the thing. Yes, I am okay with adjusting goals, but you should have made the goal at least. What I believe is you need to. Every goal should be somewhat of a stretch goal. You should be pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone when you set your goal in the first place. And then if you're not achieving that, but you believed it was achievable, or that's what you did in the past, then you really got to look at your behaviors. I mean, then that points to, I'm not behaving the right way to achieve the production that I need to produce, so then I can actually make significant savings.
That's exactly right. And that's what I was leading to, is that those behaviors are different now than they were a couple of years ago.
They are.
Because you have to do things differently now on Zoom or on video or to whatever you have to do to make those touches, to get those appointments.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of physical tools that I want to share that are really important.
I'm really excited about this.
You ought to be.
Because
this might make your day.
Well, listen, you've already made my year. You know why? Because I actually have one of these, the B550 XT, and it is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. And I'm going to let you talk about it.
Yes,
but
You're totally ruining my my pitch here.
But I want to just say that putting this piece in action and also using this Jabra camera has changed my business, my personal daily business, and the way that I conduct myself.
Yeah, well, I think everybody needs to do that. The world has changed a little. Here, I'm going to teach you. Anybody out there, when you're conducting yourself in a presentation nowadays, pretty much everybody is getting comfortable being on video and being on Zoom calls, and people will understand if lighting isn't quite perfect and you don't look professional. You should do as much as you can, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But what people will not put up with is herky-jerky, poor connections that people fade in and out. You just look terrible when you do that, and bad sound. People will not handle bad sound. It makes you look 10 times worse if you have bad sound. Get yourself a decent mic. You need a good microphone. It just makes you, look at the sultry sounds that you can have if you have a good, you just need to, shell out a couple of bucks and get yourself a good mic, and you can make it visible or not visible. If you make it visible and you look like a radio guy, it's cool. People will make fun of you, but they will love the way you sound, so always get yourself a good mic. One of them that I use is the Samsung, which is really good. This is a really expensive one, the Shure. Joe Rogan uses these. But it's very important, get a mic. First thing, get a mic. Get a mic, get a mic, get a mic. And it's easy enough to do on, what was that website you talked about before?
There's a couple, but you can. Oh, you mean the
Google.
Oh, the Google.
Yes, yeah. One of that one.
Oh,
So
well, I just started using it.
Yeah, go there and you could find it, and they're really good. That is number one.
Yeah.
Number two is this amazing headset. It's the Blue Parrot, and I love these guys. And what I did was I made a video talking about them, and they've become a bit of a sponsor. And they gave me some that I can give away for people that I did in webinars. But this headset is used by truckers. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you how I first discovered this. I was talking to a client, Steve. Mm-hmm. And we were talking for a little while on the phone, and he sounded great, just kind of normal on the phone. He said, "Oh, can you hold on one second?" And I go, "Sure." And I heard some rustling in the back, and then he came up, and he goes, "Got one." I go, "What are you doing?" "What do you mean, got one?" He goes, "Oh, well, I'm fishing." He was out on the lake fishing with a trolling motor that was going this whole time. Mm-hmm. I didn't know a thing. Clear as a bell. Mm-hmm. And so I said, "What kind of headset you use?" And he says, "I use this Blue Parrot. It's for truckers. Truckers use it, and it has this noise canceling device. The 550 that you're talking about, this one is even better than the one that I have, because this has walkie-talkie capability. Right. So you don't even have to call people. But it cancels not only the noise coming from the outside. Mm-hmm. So if you're in a calling center, or if you're in a collection agency type of thing and you have a lot of people around you and you hear that, that bustling in the background and it just sounds shady, mm-hmm. all that's blocked out.
It's great.
Nobody hears any of that. And then conversely, they don't hear all that noise, but it also has noise canceling, so it cancels out the garbage on their side too.
Right.
And so it's just an amazing product. And I actually do have some coupons. If you email us, and you're interested in this thing, I can go ahead and send you some coupons that'll give you a little rebate on it, which is dynamite. So
have them use your text link. Tell them what your text link is, and you'll put it down below too.
Yeah, I'll put it down below. But yeah, just text us at 55678. Just text 55678, and then in the subject line write the word Deej, and then your name. So the word Deej, D-E-E-J, and then your name. Not Chris Cruz, but whoever's doing it.
Right.
To 55678, and I'll hook you up. So really cool. So microphone, headset, and then of course
I'm going to hand this over to you.
You're going to need a decent camera. Now, I have this is a camera. It's called the Jabra. It's panoramic. It's unbelievable. This thing is awesome. You just put it on here. But they have tons of these, and you just plug it in the back and plug it into your computer. But these things are much better than your computer, any kind of computer camera that you have on there. Mm-hmm. And so I suggest someone just go and get a separate one. You could put it on, just so it's from up above. You could put it so it's right with your eyes. And remember, when you're giving presentations, and you're looking at your screen, you're not looking at the camera. This lens right there, that's your customer. This lens, it's not their faces anymore. This lens is what you need to be talking to. And that type of eye contact that you can make, if you can make eye contact with your customer, sound really good, don't have interruptions on your stream, you are have a terrific advantage over your competitors. These are simple, inexpensive tools that you need to use in 2021 to sound and look as good as you are.
That's right.
How's that? Right.
It's perfect. Thank you, Dan, for that, and I appreciate it. I appreciate you you being here with on the podcast today, and we're gonna close it down with that. And these are definitely some good tools to help you in 2021. Thanks.